Hello and welcome to Share a Story. My name's Karen Inglis and I'm here to read to you from my picture book, The Christmas Tree Wish. And this story was inspired when I was driving past a garden centre one day and I noticed a little Christmas tree there looking very, very sad and lonely. And it was just before Christmas and nobody had bought him. And when I got home, I couldn't stop thinking about him. And I thought I really must write a story and give this little Christmas tree a happy ending. And I decided to call him Little Bruce Spruce. And you can see him here on the screen there. He's the little one there with the little smiley face. And then you'll see he's got some Christmas tree friends. This is Cedric Cypress. He's the one with the red scarf. And then there is Penelope Pine with the yellow star. And then Douglas Fir, who's got the lovely big bow tie. And those are his friends at the garden centre. And you're going to see that they are there to reassure him and help him because he has a bit of trouble and he's really worried that no one's going to buy him for Christmas Day, but it has a happy ending. So as I read through the story, I'm going to change the slides on the screen so that you can clearly see the pictures which are actually in the book. So I'm going to make myself look a little bit smaller here now. It's all very technical. And then we'll make a start. So here we are. This is the Christmas Tree Wish. And we're going to start with a bit of snow, which is falling. There we go. Doesn't that look lovely and wintry? So, Little Bruce Spruce and the Christmas Tree Wish. It was early on Christmas Eve morning when the snow began to fall, cloaking the rooftops and gardens and landing lightly on the branches of the last few Christmas trees at Netherwillow Garden Centre. And by the way, you can see there's a little robin here and there's a little squirrel on the wall, and that you will see them throughout the story. Not a moment too soon, whispered Penelope Pine, and she stretched her branches wide, sending clouds of snow dust into the still dawn air. Just in time, murmured Douglas Fir, and he reached tall towards the sky, sending a snowy waterfall cascading downwards. So here he is shaking off his snow. At last, boomed Cedric Cypress, and he coughed loudly, shaking snow from his needles. So there they are, shaking off the snow. But little Bruce Spruce is actually still asleep. And look, he's dreaming. There are his eyes. You can see his little eyes. He's fast asleep. Still deep in his dreams, little Bruce Spruce snoozed and snored under the warm white blanket of newly fallen snow. In his dream, children hung bright red baubles and silvery stars on his branches. Wake up, Bruce Spruce, whispered Penelope Pine. Wake up, Bruce Spruce, called Douglas Fir. Wake up, Bruce Spruce, bellowed Cedric Cypress. There he is, still sleeping away. Slowly, little Bruce began to stir. Then, as his dream faded, his eyes snapped wide to a sea of glistening white. It's snowing, he shrieked. So it is, said Penelope Pine, and there's no time to waste. Today is our last chance to find a home for Christmas. Little Bruce Spruce breathed in deeply, ready to shake off the snow and show his branches. Then, with all his might, he puffed out. Can you see the little robin getting covered in the snow? But the snow didn't move much. He breathed again, even more deeply, and puffed out one more time, but still his branches stayed covered in snow. Finally, he took one last enormous breath and, oh, but now his head was spinning. Help, he cried, the snow's too heavy and I'm all dizzy. How can I show off my beautiful branches if no one can see them? Of course, he's worried that if he can't show off his beautiful branches, he might not find a home for Christmas. But then his friends are there to help him. "Don't worry," said Penelope Pine, and she stretched out. You can see her stretching out here, and she poked Bruce's trunk hard with one of her branches. Little Bruce's tree trunk trembled, and a few clouds of snow dust fell to the ground. "I'll help," said Douglas Fir. He took the deepest of breaths and sent a howling gale in Bruce's direction. Can you see that here? A huge curtain of snow dropped from Bruce's branches. "Last bit," boomed Cedric Cypress. Here he is. And he bowed forward and brushed the rest of Bruce's snow away. "Phew, thank you," said Bruce, feeling the warmth of the early morning sun on his shiny green needles. "But then, oh dear," said Penelope Pine. "Oh no," whispered Douglas Fir. "Oh my," murmured Cedric Cypress. Can you see they're all looking a bit worried? I wonder why. And that's when Bruce saw them. 2 broken branches halfway down his trunk. You can just see them here hanging down. Can you see? The longer he stared, the more broken and ugly they seemed. This was because of the weight of the snow. Little Bruce swallowed, trying to blink back his tears. Who would want a Christmas tree with a broken branch? But then his friends were there to help and reassure him. "Don't worry," said Penelope Pine. "None of us is perfect. Why, just look at this bump in the middle of my trunk." "She's right," said Douglas Fir. "Just look at my silly bendy top." I think we've all had Christmas trees with a bendy top, haven't we? "He's right," said Cedric Cypress. "My branches are much longer on one side when I turn. Look, I'm all lopsided." I think we've all had a Christmas tree which we turn round and the branches are bigger on the back side. "Besides," he said gently, "you are still a beautiful tree." Little Bruce smiled and nodded, but he couldn't make his empty feeling go away. All day long, families came to choose their Christmas trees. "Cheerio, good luck, all," called Penelope Pine as off she went. Can you see her going off with her family? And all the other families coming to choose their Christmas trees. It's always an exciting time of year, isn't it? "Needles up," called Douglas Fir as he went off with his family. "You'll be fine, I can feel it in my branches," boomed Cedric Cypress as off he went with his family. As the sun went down, little Bruce began to shiver. All of the other Christmas trees had been sold and he felt very alone. Oh dear, can you see how sad he looks with his branches hanging down and the sad robin and the sad squirrel looking out to see if anybody else is coming? "Oh, how I wish I could find a home this Christmas," said little Bruce with a sigh. Then, to make him feel less sad, he closed his eyes and thought about last night's dream. Do you remember that dream he had at the beginning of the book? Well, he's remembering back to that now. I'll just hold that up here so you can see it. So while he's sleeping, he's remembering his dream while he's got his eyes closed so he doesn't feel so sad about being left on his own. But then, guess what? Something wakes him up. "I've found one," said a little voice. "It's perfect." "Oh, it's so sweet," said another. "It's just like me," said a third young voice. And can you see the little boy here? He's got a broken arm. Little Bruce's eyes snapped open to see the 3 round faces beaming up at him. Look how happy he is now. "It's beautiful," said the lady standing behind them. Little Bruce's tree trunk filled with warmth. "I think you found your perfect match," said the kindly man. "Merry Christmas all." "Merry Christmas," called the children. "Merry Christmas and thank you," whispered Bruce, as off he went with a great big smile with his family for Christmas. Little Bruce Spruce's Christmas wish really had come true. And there you can see him, his Christmas dream had come true, and here he is, and the little robin and the squirrel are really happy to see him now in his home. And that's the story of little Bruce Spruce. I'm going to make myself a little bit bigger here now so you can see me a bit more. There we go. And we authors, we get lots of our stories from things that we walk past and we see, and they give a little tingly moment, and a story comes from it. So I hope you enjoyed that Christmas story, and the message of kindness, and having your friends look out for you if you're not feeling very happy. So thank you for joining Share a Story from Roundabout Dramatherapy. We understand times are tough, but if you could make a small donation, we'd be very grateful. Your gift will change the lives of the children and adults who Roundabout supports. And don't forget to share this video with your friends and family. Thank you so much for listening. Bye for now, and Merry Christmas when Christmas Day comes, and may all your dreams come true.